We officially have an update on the dream house. Now, I'd like to describe my house as the shape of a donut, and the driveway runs through the center of the donut. Above the breezeway, you obviously have the section of the house, and then underneath you have an underground tunnel. So if you wanted to run circles in my house, you could do that forever and ever and ever. Now, on this side of the house is the garage portion. We got a main floor garage right here, and then underneath, using the exact same footprint, we have the Batcave garage. Now, the Batcave garage has been under construction for the last couple weeks. We had the drywallers come in, they did all the mudding, all the taping, all the sanding. It looks absolutely perfect. Then the painters came in, they primed the entire thing. Finished carpenter was here. His work, when you guys see it, is impeccable, and the electrician, let there be light. Now, the total budget, Batcave and the basement, is $450,000. $250,000 for the Batcave, $200,000 for the basement. Now, in the last video, a lot of you guys said that I was getting ripped off. The majority of that budget is for the lighting. Now, the lighting in the Batcave, when you guys see it, when it's all done in a couple weeks, you're gonna understand the budget. It is gonna be sick. Now, we started construction on this house almost 5 years ago, and the coolest part of the entire house is the Batcave, and finally, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting so close to the finish line. Now, before I fall down the staircase, I wanna give you guys a quick reminder. This is the main floor garage here, and this is what you guys have seen for years and years and years. We got tons of room for cars. The cars are somewhat Tetrised in right now. It's a little bit of a disaster, and this is why the Batcave, when it is done, is gonna be so convenient. Let's head on down and let's check it out. Now, we have a couple things to notate real quick before we go down to the Batcave. This staircase right here, for the longest of time, has sat unfinished. Don't worry, we are gonna finish this staircase eventually. Now, as we enter the Batcave, this is gonna be one of the coolest sections, and we need to have the appropriate lighting and the appropriate color scheme. Now, as soon as this video drops on my Vero, I'm gonna be posting a couple renders of this staircase. I want you guys to go in there, and I want you guys to go vote. Let's just say I want this staircase to be very sinister. And one more thing real quick. This railing right here that's sitting next to the baby Countach that is currently sat on wood, don't worry about that. This railing, of course, goes right on in here, but obviously for the painting, for the priming, etc., it made sense to remove it. So yes, that's why there's no railing. Now, down the staircase into the Batcave, we have this back wall right here, and I think a cool photo of the carbon fiber Aventador would look absolutely incredible. Now, I post on Vero all the time, and there's a photo I posted of the carbon fiber Aventador forever ago, and I think that photo might be the photo to pick. Now, the goal for all this room, and you'll see on Vero when you go on and go vote, it's gonna be a very dark, sinister look. Now, there's a couple different options you guys are gonna vote between. This photo here, I think would look incredible. This photo in a dark, sinister backdrop. Now, you can see this interior. This was a render from a long time ago. We'd have to recreate this photo, have Nate maybe take a new photo, but I think this photo on that wall would be sick. And don't forget to check out Vero if you want to vote for the 812 Superfast and the new paint option. Some of the options are subtle, and other options are maybe not nearly as subtle. Pink to black is not really subtle. That's sinister. That's not really subtle. That's kind of sort of subtle. Red stripe to match the red interior. We also have 3 Rohana wheel options. Go on Vero, go vote. The photo that gets the most likes for wheels and the photo that gets the most likes for paint is the paint and wheel choice on the 812 Superfast. There's a link in the description below. Vero is free to join. There are no ads and no algorithm. Now, the last time you guys were down here, you saw the lighting and how impressive it is. And over in this closet, Sophia, who is our light engineer, our technician for the day, we have a massive switchboard of lights that is absolutely ridiculous. Do not worry, in the future, you're not gonna have to come into the closet to turn on lights, I promise. We're gonna have a fancy panel that will give us different iterations, different versions, different settings for the light show in the Batcave. You guys saw this lighting, I realize that, but I still want to point out how impressive this lighting is. There is a ton of metal framework up in here that made this possible, making this completely flush with the scene. What are you doing, Soph? What is going on?
I was like licking my finger and cleaning my shoe.
Yeah, you better get those hokas spick and span.
Like 2 different shoelaces.
Yeah, you're kind of a disaster right now. I'm trying to point out how cool the lighting is. Should we come over here first and show them the impressiveness that is this finished work? Most of you guys are probably studying these slats right now, and they're super confused because you got 1-inch gaps, and then all of a sudden you got these random 2-inch gaps on both sides, and that is planned, that is coordinated. The lighting right up here, you can see these are 2-inch panels that are gonna fit perfectly flush right down this side and right down that side. So the lighting is actually gonna be completely even throughout. That's why we have the shadows right now, because we had to get the finished work complete. We're gonna have some more low voltage lighting. More of these channels, just like I described in the last video, these channels sit completely flush. We're gonna have low voltage lighting that 90s and goes all the way down, and then we're gonna have more low voltage lighting dispersed. Sprinkled. It's gonna be sprinkled in place. It's gonna be the coolest effect. Now, Sophia has done some amazing renders of the waterfall section right here. And as soon as this video drops on my Vero, we're gonna be posting those renders. So if you guys wanna get a sneak preview of what it's gonna look like, check out the link in the description below. You can download Vero for free. Give me a follow. My username is @TheStradman. The render Soph has done, she is a render guru. I just realized we forgot. We got more lighting right up here. So you can see we have these channels that run the entire circumference. Is that what it is? Circumference?
Underglow for the wall.
Yes, underglow for the wall. Upper glow, yes, exactly, definitely upper glow. So you can see it runs the entire circumference of this side of the garage. And if you look super close, you can see more of those channels. It's gonna be kind of sort of hidden though, and so you'll just see the upper glow. And then in this section, obviously we got the car elevator. This lifts the cars from the Batcave up to the main floor garage. These panels right here that are also gonna cover this, and then we're gonna have another channel that runs the entire circumference of the car elevator for more overglow. What'd you call it? Upper glow? Overglow? Upper glow? Overglow, upper glow, a lot of glow. We're gonna have glow on glow. Now we're gonna head off to the basement side. In the future, there is gonna be not necessarily a trap door. That's cooler than what's actually gonna be here. There's gonna be kind of a hidden door. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the movie theater. Ooh, let there be light. This is sick. They haven't seen any of this. Now this side, no, they haven't. I should backtrack. They haven't seen that. They've seen all of this, but you have not seen that. So there's gonna be a countertop right here. Imagine the Strad Pizza parties.
I know.
That's gonna be crazy. Strad Pizza coming to Utah sooner than you think. So the Batcave is obviously much closer to the finish line, and that's pretty much by design. The Batcave is a little bit more important to me than the movie theater. However, we have 3 renders of this space, and I want them to go vote. As soon as this video drops on my Vero, we're dropping 3 renders of the movie theater. Go on there, go vote. Whichever one gets the most likes, that'll be the movie theater that we will pick. All 3 of the options are beyond cool. One thing that has to happen is the candy wall.
Candy dispenser.
Yes.
We're gonna be so
Tubby Blubby, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. The spare tire has returned. Well, it never really left. This back wall is where the screen is gonna be. You can see the projector wiring here.
electrocuted.
Don't get electrocuted.
They're taped off.
Oh, whoops, almost just died. You would have had to continue the video. We have the speaker boxes here, and then we have level number, I guess, 2 and level number 1, and then of course, the ground floor. Are we gonna do the render from this angle or that angle?
I don't know.
Angles on angles.
Angles on angles.
Multiple angles. We gotta figure out some really cool couches. We're leaning towards Chase's. Now, Chase's is a love seat combined with an ottoman. Does that describe it, kind of? It's all in one?
It's just like long enough where you can like lay down.
You can sleep on it, basically. And of course, here on the steps, we're gonna have more low voltage lighting. Like I mentioned, the coffered ceiling, more low voltage lighting, and then low voltage lighting that runs down that entire hallway. Now, this door is gonna be more of the hidden door. It's gonna be like a pocket door. So not a hidden door, but a pocket door that's gonna blend in with all the sound deadening panels. Effectively, you'll kind of push the door and then pull out, and then you can enter the Batcave. The theater, I feel like we're gonna spend way too much time down here. Now, entering the rest of the basement, I don't think there's a lot of updates in here. Obviously, you can see they've started to mud, they started to tape as well. There's still sanding to come. The bunk room that's never gonna be used. When my nephews and my niece come to visit, maybe perhaps someday, I don't think they've actually seen this yet. Last time we were here, it wasn't drywalled.
Really?
They haven't seen this.
Crazy.
It's turning out so cool. So obviously we got 6 bunk beds here. Eventually, there's gonna be a little ladder on this side to this bunk and a ladder on this side to this bunk. On this side, built-in bookshelves on this side. We have electrical, obviously, for a TV in the future.
Every bed has like a reading light too.
Yes, that's kind of recessed into the wall. It's a little bit dark in here. There's no lighting in here. You can see how it's recessed. And then we're gonna have like a little light fixture right there on the top. And then of course, this room is gonna be car part storage, which is gonna be incredible. And then right here, this is the vault room. Can we get in? I don't know if we can get in. Maybe?
Better not be a homeless person in here.
Homeless person! Nobody is living in the storage vault. If they are, they've been in there for a long time. Now the lighting in here is maybe not the best, but well, jeez. Was that you? You gave me a mild heart attack. Oscar, get your tail, bud. Yeah, a lot of dust down here, bud. That's not creepy. Now this update on the house is not quite done because contractors are gonna be here tomorrow morning and we have more updates in the Batcave. We're gonna be filming on the fly and this Batcave, by the end of today's video, is gonna completely be transformed. So I will see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. Well, I promised you guys some new lights today, and I did not disappoint. Is this track lighting, Brad? How do you describe this? 40 foot.
It's a linear up-down light, but we're just using the down portion of it.
A linear up-down light. You see? We're actually learning some knowledge here on the channel. So we got the whole crew. We're gonna lift this light up on in place, and it is gonna sit perfectly flush right there, like right there.
Oscar, buddy.
Oscar, perfect spot, bud.
No, I haven't got it up the way and just wire it up really quick.
Smooth as butter, baby. We're calling in all reinforcements, so if we're putting you to work as well, this is gonna be so crazy. Looking at these slats is mesmerizing. I'm so excited.
It hurts my eyes a little.
It does, it does. Well, teamwork is making the dream work. This is like a well-oiled machine. Like I said, 40 feet on both sides. It's gonna make this light so nice and even. The boys at Conrad are just cranking right now. And here in the storage closet, Brad is gonna be wiring up that light, and any second, we don't wanna blind the boys, obviously. Oh!
We got light.
We got light, ladies and gentlemen, let there be light. And this is just one of many that is so wild. This garage is coming together so fast. Look at that. Oh, it sits perfectly flush. Now don't stare, because it's very, very, very bright. Go round two. Do not mess up. I'm working with a bunch of professionals right now. Brad's down there chit-chatting right now, and Kelly's using all of his might to keep the whole scene up.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, seeing is believing, and I believe. That looks so crazy good. Hey, are you laughing at me right now?
You're such a dork.
I'm not a dork, okay? This is beautiful. Are you getting emotional? Because I'm getting emotional.
It's so bright.
It's so
My eyes-
bright. It looks like we're crying, but I promise we are not crying. That looks incredible. This has been such a long time in the making. When I flip the light switches, how much is it gonna cost me per flip?
Not much, just because we're LED.
Okay, there we go. We got LEDs, so we got a lot of power, a lot of horsepower, but we got great fuel economy.
Good fuel economy.
Good fuel economy. It's like a hybrid system. Best part is we got more light.
More light
coming soon, a lot more.
Like 2,000 linear feet of LED
Yes,
ribbon light.
that is a lot. 2,000 linear feet. Now we want to give you guys a little bit of an example of the low voltage track lighting, an LED strip, if you will. And it just fits right on in. Finished carpentry was so precise. Check that out. So it's not as bright as obviously the main light, but it just adds the coolest little effect. It sits in there perfectly flush. Now we're gonna have all sorts of different sizes. I think that is 4 feet maybe? Is that 3 feet, 4 feet? We're gonna have 4-foot sections, 2-foot sections, 10-foot sections, etc., etc., etc. So we can cut this little LED strip almost every 2 inches, right there or right there. The creativity is limitless. We can do whatever we want. We're gonna show you guys a little example of the 90-degree waterfall, the mystical waterfall I've talked about for years and years and years. We're gonna give you guys a little example piece. You laughing at me again?
No.
I'm embarrassing you, aren't I?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of the nature of who I am. So these little LED light strips, it's just a sticky backing. So we have these tracks in place that you mount on in, and then effectively you just stick this to the track.
Yep.
As easy as that. That's crazy. Just for you guys, we have an example in place of the waterfall 90. Sophie, look at that. That looks so crazy cool. I wonder if we should turn. Can we turn these off? It's gonna be so crazy because we're gonna have so many different versions of lighting here. We can have the bright lights on for filming, but then also we can have everything turned off that's bright and just the low voltage. So imagine this times about 50 just sprinkled across this entire wall and the entire length of the ceiling. Now, of course, this is just an example right now. So we just put this in really quickly. Once it is actually dialed in, it's gonna sit perfectly flush. The corner right there is gonna be taken care of. This is gonna be the craziest effect though. Imagine in the future, a car sitting right here with the entire waterfall illuminated. Boys, we're getting there. So the low voltage lighting right here, this exact concept is gonna be going in these tracks right here as well. Because obviously with all the lights turned on, it's gonna be slightly darker right here, but with this low voltage, it should brighten it up and make it perfectly even. And that same low voltage is going on in the hallway over there as well. Now Sophia is kind of doing some test examples with the blue painter's tape. We're trying to figure out every single location we want for these waterfalls. Now this looks amazing.
I don't like it.
It looks incredible. Just start adding tape and we will add and remove as designed. ChatGPT, use your best friend.
Doing a bad job.
She's doing a bad job. Chatty is not doing the great job that we know and expect. Found out that each 8-foot section of lighting, $300? I'm quoting you right now. No, that has been filmed. That is official right there. So that's $300 right there, 8-foot section. We got 40, 40, 40. That's a lot of light. That's what I was saying. The lighting, it's important, it's worth it. Now, one issue we're running into, obviously, you have all the 1-inch slats, but then you have the 2-inch where you have this brighter light. Do we put some kind of dummy in here? Or what we could do is put low voltage lighting behind the 2-inch lens, which I'm kind of leaning that direction. So we're all just gonna start adding blue painter's tape. We're gonna make adjustments. So what you see right now is not the final product. We're gonna just add a bunch of tape and then make adjustments as we see fit. So we're trying to get Chat to help us out right now, but unfortunately, Chat, that is not gonna work. That does look pretty cool, but it's not really realistic for the design that we have. We just gotta make little adjustments.
Yeah, not bad.
I really love sort of the double look over there. I think that's super cool. You got a couple that are 90ing as well. We want a lot of variety, just sprinkled. Another option that Kelly is very closely monitoring. This is actually incredible, the focus, the determination. Look at this right here. There's a smile. We could put another slat in between, but the problem is you have 1-inch gaps and then you have probably what, half an inch maybe, give or take? So this is an inch thick right here, and this is roughly a half an inch, so it's not quite the same width as the rest of the panels, but I don't think you would notice it once it's painted. Or do we put a light in there that's thicker? It's so tough. Are your eyes even gonna notice it? I don't know. I think we officially have the final product. Everywhere the blue painter's tape is where the low voltage lighting is gonna go. Now it's not perfect. I don't know if you can ever find perfection. We could do this a million times and still don't know if it's perfect. So every single place there's blue painter's tape, they now got to install this track right on in here. So eventually the blue painter's tape will be removed. The track will go right in there between the slats. And then after paint and prime, we'll finally get the low voltage lighting installed. I cannot get over how crazy cool the Batcave is. It is truly coming to life. Now, one of the last things we got to figure out, go on Vero and go vote. Do we do polished concrete or white epoxy? I've gone back and forth so many times. The polished concrete for maintenance is so much easier to keep clean, whereas the white epoxy is going to make the whole place look like a showroom, but it's gonna be a little bit dirtier and a little bit harder to maintain. Go on Vero, go vote. Thank you to Vero for sponsoring today's video. And on that bombshell, today's video is over. I'm definitely not a contractor, so I'm gonna try to explain what's going on, but I don't actually fully know. So we had to rip the entire brick.
The entire brick.
It's just a little baby piece.
I know.
Just a baby. Stop.
I'm not a contractor, so I'm not gonna try to explain exactly what is going on, but you see all the brick over here, they had to rip all that off to kind of determine what the water damage, where that was coming from. And if you look up there closely, you can see water coming off the top of the roof was getting behind the brick and then dripping down and just destroying the wood underneath. So yeah, we're gonna cut this out of the video because I don't even know how to explain it. Oscar's shadow right there, it's amazing. Oscar, do a trick, bud. Oh, his tail's wagging. Sit, good boy. Give Sophie a paw. What a good floof, bud.